So one more piece. I know I showed you guys this one, and a lot of the times when you see spray paint art, you use a ton of black, and you use a lot of black because it's space, right? I saw an artist, his name is Sketch Art on YouTube. He did like the inverse of this, where instead of it was white space with then black and white planets, and I was like, ooh, that would be fun and different. And so I was like, okay, I want to do like a negative universe sort of deal. And then I was working on stencils and like, what if I have like Mario in there too, and jumping between the planets? And then I was playing around with him being black and white, but I decided to throw in a touch of color. So this is not the piece. The one piece I did, there's a couple of other things I did as well. So here it is. It is my negative universe Mario Galaxy painting. And so what's happening here is, yeah, Mario's jumping from this rock here to this one over here. The techniques for this and this are very different. This one uses you spray a whole bunch of paint, you throw down like your plastic bag or your magazine, and you peel off paint, which creates this texture. With this one, you spray a bunch of colors and then you get a flat piece and you drag it back and forth to create that sort of look. And then you flick paint on for the stars, and at the end I sprayed Mario in red just to kind of stand out a little more with the rest of the painting. I wanted to do the stars, the cross-shaped things and the comets, but I hadn't figured it out. This is one of the first ones I did. I figured it out at the very end. If I were to go back, I would definitely put in more stars and comets and things, but I think overall this is pretty solid. So let me show you how I actually painted this. So we'll go back to this view, and I think it's the first video, so we can just start from the top. Yep, so here it is. I use spray paint tricks. If you're trying to create those perfect circles, frisbees usually work great. You can use plastic cups, any sort of round objects that have that sort of lip. Ideally you want something with a thin lip so that it doesn't create like that very defined circle when you're painting. So yeah, the first step, you usually outline the circle with black paint or anything that's visible. You really just want to know the general area of where you want to paint. Man, this 4x slow, or this 0.25% speed's a little slow. I started with some white, and then I can't remember which version of this. This might be the one where I cut out the part where I sprayed black. Nope, yeah, then I sprayed some black, and then I used the plastic bag to take the paint out. I personally prefer plastic over, I know like plastic bags are terrible for the environment. I've had issues using magazines, even glossy magazine paper, with it sticking to the art itself. So I like the plastic bag because it doesn't leave any sort of residue. And right now plastic bags becoming more common because of like coronavirus. People don't want to use reusable bags. So we only use the stuff from our Walmart trip today. So yeah, there's a lot of dabbing. It took me a bunch of tries to get that texture that I wanted. And then I throw on that shadow because I wanted it to be dark, like the dark. I don't think it actually, yeah, it showed up a little bit in the final painting, and then you cover it back up so that you can work on the rest of it. And then this one, yeah, threw down some white at the bottom. You can do this in any order. You can do black and then white. You can do black, white, black. I've seen people layer it, and then yeah, taking that flat piece, drag it back and forth. I probably would have gone slower and spaced it out a little more so that there was more of the lines in between. But overall, I thought that looked pretty cool. Yeah, there is it. Like, did I go quite far enough? Like, no, I needed to go a little further, and then throw the cup or the bowl back on. I had some extra paint that splotched below. I still had some extra paint, so I just spread it as thin as I could, and then I was gonna cover it in white anyway. This one actually took multiple attempts. One, I messed up. I think I messed up stars on this one, which is why I simplified it, but also some of the gray, more of the gray was coming through than I wanted. So I let it dry for a while, and then I sprayed another coat of white on top to get it more solid. And yeah, so this one of the all white, then yeah, you spray the paint on the tips of your fingers and you flick onto your board. They usually recommend flick the first one off to the side and then just do the rest so you don't get like the big splotches. Like there's a couple of really big splotches on this. I'm not very good at getting the remaining things off. This is still a technique. It seems like the simplest thing of just like, yeah, just flick paint, but it takes practice to get like the nice thin layers without the big glob. So now when you take out the lids, you can see the planets look really nice. It looks just like blobs when you start, but once you take it out, then there it is. And the final step, put down some paper. I have the stencil, the negative this time. I peeled all of them out, and then you gotta pull it like super clean. Hopefully it comes out clean. If you're using Bristol board, use the glossy side down so that it comes up smoother and it doesn't stick. So yeah, peeling out Mario, and there it is. And that's the art. I just threw a layer of clear coat after, and there's the painting. Ta-da! Sweet process. Thank you. It's really fun. If you have the opportunity, I know not everyone has the space and the infrastructure to do this type of spray paint art, and it kind of looks scary. It's really not. Well, getting the space is very much a real concern. They all look so good. Thank you, Gaming Diaries, and welcome. Yeah, if you get the opportunity to do it, like, it's not hard to this. You can learn it in like 10 minutes, and odds are the first thing you make, like just doing the most basic thing of like, you can take Mario out, take this planet out. You just do, hold on, I have the wrong camera on. If you just do like one planet with flicking the stars, take this other planet out, take out Mario, you can do it in under 10 minutes for your first time, and it's probably going to look awesome. So if you ever get the chance, I highly recommend trying out spray paint art.